guys, I'm Racing Chewy Side, and I got a video for you guys today, and first track guide that I'm doing of the season. Last week was Daytona, first race of the year. Second race of the year is Atlanta. Now, new year, new format, at least for me, and a new car, pretty much. You know, new tire model, new track grip. Everything has been changed since last year. Well, the track itself has less grip. We're actually, slow in the corners like it should be. And the car is at least 90% of the way there. We still got a way to go because the tires aren't quite there, but the main things we're going to take away from this race this week, I'm going to put a little thing up here. You can see it right now. Number one, be mindful of the less grip, less aero, less downforce, less everything, pretty much. You're going to have to use some more brake getting into the corners. We'll talk about that shortly. So point two would be take care of your tires. And that I can't really stress enough because here, it's like a cheese grater, being taken to your tires. They're just going to wear out quick. That's just the way the place is. And, it's going to be loose, so that's another thing to kind of watch out for. And number three is just, manage your pace. Don't push too hard early and don't, burn your stuff up, I guess. I mean, there's like 30 other things I can mention right now about this place, but we're just going to take those three. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get to the lap. Alright, so here we are about to take our lap. Now, I mentioned that some things might be different format-wise on my track guides. That's because of the VRS deal they got going on. It's kind of ruined things for me, but, I'm just going to provide a free of charge, none of this subscription-based bullcrap, thing, because it's just how I am. And I'll probably put up some setups of mine. They're not going to be anywhere near as good as VRS's. Well, they have a lot of work on theirs, and that's why they're able to make a subscription-based thing. Because, they put work into theirs. Me, I put some in, and I'm not very good with setups, so that's why. So we'll try that maybe this week. Maybe next week, we'll try it out and see how it goes. So anyways, here we are with the default setup. Fixed setup. The only change I made was the brake bias. Moved it down to 62, 63. Just my personal thing, like it's always been. Steering ratio is 12:1. And offset, I don't quite remember, but you can feel that out. That's all preference anyway. So the best I could do is a 30.5, which is somewhat reasonable. So let's see how that was done. Default weather, default everything if I haven't mentioned that already. But let's do this. Alright, so there we have it for 30.5. Back that up. Alright, so you could probably notice that we were so much slower in the corner. We used to be like 185 or higher last year because of how wrong the cars were, how wrong the grip was. But now we're hitting only like 160 in the corner. It's way better, I think, this way. So also when I talked about new format, before I would explain every little detail as when I'm going through the corner. I'm telling you guys what I'm doing. That's kind of not the right way to go about it because everyone has a different driving style. Everybody has different, equipment and all that, your rig and all that. So we're going to do something more, just a basic thing. I'm just going to tell you what I do and you can adapt from there. So entering turn one, you can see where the banking is right here. It's starting to go from apron-ish, flattish banking to 20-some degrees, almost 30 degrees banking. I don't know how many degrees this place has. It has plenty, but all right. So I'm on the brake about 10%, and I'm holding that 10% for about 1/16 of the way into the corner, if you will. So pretty much when these billboards are all in your view, consider this little box here your view, or at least my view. You know what I mean? It'll change depending on your FOV, but that's when I'm about to start letting off the brake, and we're rolling right down to the white line here. And once it starts turning down, use the throttle about halfway through the center of the corner, and you should be able, roll back to it. Don't just step back in on it. Roll back to the throttle, play with it a little bit, and then you should be able to power off once you get it straight. Now this is going to be probably pretty difficult later in a run. Mostly because of, the car's loose. It's just, that's the way it is. Now turn 3, we're going to drive it in quite a bit deeper. About 3 to 4 car lengths deeper. See, about right there. That's where the front end started to drop down. And we're doing the same thing we did in 1, holding the brake until you feel it start to get down to this white line. And once that happens, you should let it roll just enough for a little bit. It tightens up right here. Yeah, once you let off the brake, it tightens up. And this is, you can see right there, a little transition. Let's watch it again. You see, there's no grip. It's not turning the front end. Now it's starting to turn, and that's exactly when I'm picking the throttle back up. So the throttle's going to play a big, difference in this race. And this is the track with probably the most throttle control aside from Sonoma. Now here in 3 and 4, the banking is really weird. You can see I'm on the throttle already, full throttle, but here I'm gonna have to start playing with it probably. I'm really playing with the steering, but well, in most cases you're gonna have to start playing with the throttle or this, this section of the track, because what's happening is right here it seems like it gets flat and banked and flat and banked. It gets really weird, like it's transitioning multiple times, and that's why that's why this looseness is happening. You can actually see some of this flatness here. You see down here, and then it banks up. It's a really weird shape. I'll try to draw that out. Anyways, you're already powered out, and you're going to want to, be as smooth as you can. You can see I did a little correction there, but smoothness is going to be the key, and so is, throttle control. So anyways, that's it for this track guide. Hopefully it was a little bit decent because I've been out of the game for a while. Yeah, I'll try that. The VRS method of doing things, and we'll see what next week has to bring. But anyways, Sim Racing Chewy side.